What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you guys how I color grade my footage coming out of this camera right here, the DJI Pocket 3. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how I achieve this look using the DJI Pocket 3. When I'm using the Pocket 3, I always shoot in D-Log-M because that gives me greater versatility while I'm color grading. If you don't know how to shoot in D-Log-M, it's very easy. Turn your Pocket 3 on, and all you do is swipe over and swipe down to where it says D-Log-M. I made a video that I'll link up here if you want to check it out. It's my settings for my Pocket 3. I do tweak it a little bit, and if you want to get the same settings as me, I suggest you check that video out. I also shoot in manual exposure. I shoot in 24 frames per second, so my shutter speed is 1/50. To make it easier in post, you want to try to nail your exposure in camera. And in order to do that on bright sunny days, you may have to get yourself some ND filters. I'll link some down below that I recommend. ND filters are crucial if you're shooting outdoors, and it's really going to help you nail your exposure in camera. Now, because you shot in D-Log-M, you have to convert the footage from a flat profile to a more usable one. And DJI has a conversion LUT for free on their website. I'll leave a link down below, or you can just Google the DJI conversion LUT, and it should bring you to their page to download it. Keep in mind that your exposure settings are gonna vary scene by scene, so make sure you double check that before you start filming. Okay, so now that we have our footage imported into Final Cut, we're just gonna drag the footage onto the timeline. And sometimes I like to shoot with a mist filter. So I have clips with and without a mist filter, and we'll do both of them. So the first thing you wanna do is apply the conversion LUT. There's many different ways that you can do this. You can actually do it by applying an adjustment layer and then putting the conversion LUT on top of that, or you can just drag your conversion LUT right on top of your footage. So I'm gonna do it by applying it to an adjustment layer, and now choose your conversion LUT. So this is the DJI, I already have it downloaded here. Apply it. I like to use Color Finale, but if you don't have that, you can just add a color curves and a color wheels. And I honestly think the conversion layer is a little bit too strong. So I sometimes like to use 70%, but because this one's shot indoors, I might go down to 50%. See how that looks. I'll split it here just in case. All right, so that's with 50%. So far that looks pretty good. Okay, so the first adjustment we're gonna make is to the color curves. And if you don't know what color curves does, is the bottom half here actually adjusts the shadows, and then the top half here adjusts the highlights, and same thing with the middle half, it will adjust the midtones. So generally what I like to do is I'll put a point here in the shadows and just lift my blacks a little bit because I don't like them to be crushed. And then I will bring my highlights down a little bit so it's not, the whites aren't pure white. And I'll just put another point back in the highlights just to bring them up a little bit so it still pops. And that's generally all I do to the color curves. Now let's go to the color wheels, and this is pretty much where the grading actually happens. So in my shadows, I will bring it warmer. Highlights, same thing. Let's bring it a little warmer. Might be a little too warm there. Now let's see how that looks. It's actually not bad. So let's do the same thing over on the clip that has the mist filter, and we'll see how that looks. So again, let's go to the color curves, bring up our shadows just a little bit, bring the highlights down, and just back up a little bit for a punch. I might bring the shadows down just a little bit right there. Now let's go to the color wheels. Same thing here. Let's add some warmth to the shadows. Same thing to the highlights, and we'll see how that looks. All right, that looks pretty good. let's try another clip. This isn't backlit, so it might be actually a better example. We'll go to the color wheels again. No, I'm sorry. We'll go to the color boards again. First, we'll add our color curve. Let's bring the blacks up, whites down a little bit. Now let's go to the color wheels. That looks pretty good. Might be a little dark, so I will actually have to brighten the image up some. But yeah, that looks good right there. And I have the same thing with a mist filter. Let's do it again. Might have to brighten this image up a little bit as well. And I'm using Color Finale Pro to do that. But you can do it straight in Final Cut Pro as well. All right, first thing is color curve. Let's bring our blacks up, whites down, pop the highlights a little. Same thing, bring the color curves back in. And I think that looks pretty good right there. Now I have a couple clips outside. Again, this is without the mist filter, and then we'll do with the mist filter in just a minute. All right, let's bring in our color curves. Bring the blacks up a little. Whites down. Pop the highlights. Color wheels back in. And let's drag it. That looks pretty good. Highlight, same thing. So there you go. More cinematic look. Let's do it with the mist filter. Again, color curves. Now bring in your color wheels. And I think that looks really good with the mist filter. So there you have it. So yeah, that's it. That's how I color grade my footage coming out of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And if you like the colors of this color grade, I'm giving it away for free. I'll leave a link down below. It'll be in my selfie store, but it's a free product. So check it out. Thank you all so much for watching. If you found value in this video, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. I'll catch you guys in the next one.